Sometimes I feel like I've been tied to the whipping post. Man, enjoying the studio this morning.
Beautiful studio, by the way.
Beautiful. The lyrics are, well, I've been put down. Is that it? I've been lied to. Um, Whipping Post, Allman Brothers. Fantastic, Matt. Fantastic for a Friday.
Perfect lead-in for Paul Pelosi's attack, whipping post.
Yeah. Sometimes I feel.
I mean, is this a total false flag or what? I mean, they did this the last election. They had an attack.
It's their turn.
No, they did it. Remember?
I get it.
Somebody attacked her last time. Good.
How much fun has Twitter been in the past 24 hours?
I mean, it's like better than Christmas. Really.
It has been just astonishingly fun.
Even though I'm still canceled.
Yes, but I think they're working on it, Matt. I think they're working on it.
Yeah. Well, supposedly Kanye's back. Trump is back. Monday, Kanye's already back. So libs are just the libs of TikTok are beyond angst.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. It's hilarious. And the memes coming out of it.
Yep.
Let me share one of those right away.
Please.
Let me meme it. Let me meme you. I really like this one. It's Elon. not the sink in. It's the TV. Having a lot of fun. I'm having a lot of fun with it all. Anyway, we're gonna talk more about Twitter, and if this outrage, it's been delisted. It's a private company now. You don't get to buy Twitter anymore.
When you buy it with your money, you can do whatever you want with it. So that's the way it works, you libs. Sorry, it's called America. It's freedom.
All right, Matt. Let me go here and give me my proper Halloween background.
Yes.
Because we're going to talk shit today. We are talking shit. This is just a great application of a blemish on a pumpkin. Like, can you imagine the mom is like, no, that pumpkin's got a blemish. Mm-hmm. But like the kid's an artist, right? And he's like, no, mom, that's an asshole. And I can bring it out. I just, and if you don't want trick-or-treaters coming up to your door, just make sure you got about 10 of these out.
Right.
You'll save on candy. Matt, candy Halloween is the original. It's the original degenerate druggy. It's a gateway drug. Let's call it that. Right. Seriously, and especially as a young boy. Like as a young boy, you're going to go out. They're going to give you crack for free. That's what we call sugar in the house, by the way. They're going to freely give you crack. You're going to eat a bunch of it, like way more than you normally do. And then they're going to be surprised when you start soaping, TPing, breaking pumpkins, blowing up mailboxes as you get older. Like it's the original socialist experiment, man, that fails miserably.
Right.
Like, give them crack for nothing and then expect them not to be vandalizing everything. I don't know. Happy Halloween, by the way, everyone. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Matt, this is roundabout.
The sexiest holiday of the year. Is that what it is now?
This is going to be the most roundabout way to get to price discovery that I think we've ever done. All right. But yep. let me share, because we're talking shit today all day. And you shared this. It's a company called Human Microbes. And Matt, you can be a donor of your shit. And they're claiming here, you can become a stool donor and you can make $500 per dump, 180 grand a year. That is, if you're dumping and selling every day.
You take off Christmas. You take off Christmas, Halloween because of the sugar, and Easter, I guess, because they don't want that in there.
My question is, if you're a strict alcoholic, like, and you get a stool donation, do you catch a buzz? I don't know. I'm thinking. Anyway, let me continue because this is actually a very good, and every state now offers this for C. diff. Like, and you imagine having C. diff. I don't know if you know what it is, but it's like a explosive diarrhea result from gut bacteria gone bad. The C. difficile bacteria or virus. I don't even know what the fuck it is. But if you get good poop inserted in your GI tract, it cures it. When drugs won't. I swear to God.
Yeah.
Listen, man, they're not offering you. This is not, like I was saying, this is not bullshit. Again, they are actually saving lives with shit. This shit is true. Anyway, Gilead reported, again, this is a long sequence here, because they reported and blew it out today, but they acquired this MiroBio company that has developed this long, I don't know, you got to read it. All right. This is mirobio.com. You can see what they do. Gilead bought it and they killed it on their third quarter results.
Wait. They own that company that you were just talking about?
No. But again, it's all towards this autoimmune, They don't understand why, like Crohn's, a lot of these are autoimmune diseases, and they have antagonist or tagonist or some bullshit like that. It's way over my pay grade.
Yeah.
Anyway, when I saw Gilead blew it out, I was like, man, have they no exposure to the jabs? And here it is. I told you, they have this. Their revenues were off primarily due to lower Veklury. That's the name of the drug, and then in parentheses, remdesivir. That shit was killing people.
That shit was killing people.
They're not selling as much of it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
they're not killing.
Is that the longest? I think that's the longest segue into a chart ever.
That was heavy. Ever.
Sell your shit, make money, and/or buy Gilead because they knocked it out of the park. Bring it up, Matt. Let's talk about it.
Sure.
As it's a pharma.
It's interesting because it peaked there in the. And this one peaked before. Look at this. This is the crazy thing about this. Like, you can't tell me insiders didn't know March of 20 that this, that remdesivir was going to be pushed, right? This is the high. The high was 86, Bob, in March of 20. The COVID low was the COVID high in Gilead. Fascinating story. Just now, again, because we've never talked about this stock on the show in 3 years, which is hard to believe because it's a big company, $98 billion market cap, pays a 4% dividend. A lot of people own it, right? A lot of people own it. And it's been much higher in the past, much higher. This is a daily chart going back to 2015. It was as high as 123, and we're sitting, now on this great earnings up here at 78, not even touching the COVID high. So I love
selling the high end of that profile.
Sure. You get back up to that area again. Why wouldn't you sell it again with a tight stop over, 88, 89, something like that. Again, this company makes money. Real company, been around, it's been a darling in many portfolios forever and ever and ever. It's been around a long time. So, but I find it particularly, but I do find that fascinating. I do find that fascinating that peaked. That peaked in March of 20 tells me this whole thing is a rig. Again, it's like, you just start looking at the price action and you go, holy shit. This thing ran from January, it ran for the 3 months while, they were just starting to talk about it in China. They knew that remdesivir was going to kill people and they were going to give it to people, and it was going to be the protocol that they had, part of the plan. Like it's so dark. It's so evil. I can't even think about it.
Well, I think even more interesting long-term now is that they bought this company out of the UK, $500 million or so, 15 years of research out of Oxford, and it's all about addressing autoimmune systems that are failing. And if there's anything that Twitter tried to, suppress, was attack of your own immune system from the jab. So wow, isn't that great that they're going to have an answer for you?
They're going to have it's just, they teed it up for you. Good luck. It's horrible. It's horrible just to toss this around and think about it. It's horrible. It really is. But get the word out there. Price discovery is not lying here at all. I will tell you that much. Price discovery is not lying. Wow.
crazy. You know what? I'm not sure if I brought it in here. You know what? We're having fun today. Let's keep having fun. Listen, if you're stuck on a Halloween costume and you have a nice portly beer gut like I do, please consider the Bobocado costume. Super easy. If you got cardboard in the house, it's really, listen, I was out early trick-or-treating today just to see how I could fare with the crack purchase, or not even purchases, the crack giveaway, the great crack giveaway coming. Anyway, Matt, let me just give you the key to this is measuring from your chin to the top of your
which chin?
Like get out the Chinese phone book, the third chin.
Okay.
And from there to the top of your gut. See, that's what you need to measure, because that's the bottom of the head hole and the top of the gut hole. And if you can't make an avocado shape, I can't really help you.
Yeah, that's art. I can actually pull that off somewhat. I could actually draw an avocado. That's the extent of my art.
You think?
Yeah.
Nope. I'm pretty sure. You're not gonna. All right, Matt. Listen, I want to bring up the. Hold on a second here. I need to bring up this that you shared. Come on, Lee. We need you in the studio because this didn't get done pre-gaming. Where is it? My computer is really struggling. It is really struggling. And I don't know why it's not. I'm trying to bring up the Meta buyback graphic, Matt.
Mm-hmm.
And because it's important to see that obviously Kramer was in their
he was crying
in their boardroom.
He was crying.
All right, and this says Meta spent $45 billion on stock buybacks last year at $330 a share. $45 billion as cash waiting and ready to deploy for innovation might be handy right now.
Well, it's similar to the Ukrainian model. You just dump money to it. There's no accountability. You just send money to Ukraine and it's gone. It's just gone. So the West has sent 150 billion. So this is really nothing. It's only 45 that the Facebook board spent on their own stock. And you know what? So what? They've lost 2/3 of it. So they're down to 10, 12 billion now.
Let me ask you a question though, because again, we have long threads today on this Halloween broadcast. Facebook's never paid a dividend, right?
No.
All right, let's talk Apple, because they beat, and Apple is, bring that up and then go to the daily, because I want you to do two things for me here.
Mm-hmm.
When we're talking, Apple actually pays a dividend. It's not like Facebook, but bring it up and tell me about the earnings if you can. What they made.
Again, because listen, this one reported a half an hour after Amazon got squashed, right? So the mood was with Facebook. This is how it goes. This was one of those earnings seasons, and I think everybody was just bearish Apple. Like they were buying puts. All the options day traders were loading up on puts yesterday, and that just told me we weren't going to go down. So, we washed down initially, and then we came back, and then since then we're just going up. We're back up to 156, and then if you look at the longer term chart, yeah, it's exciting, but we're not going to 185. But what happens is in the short term, everybody that was betting against it as it was trading, in balance. Was that really a good setup in here? Not really. It wasn't to me. It wasn't. I mean,
it's a pretty damn thick and well distributed profile for sure.
Yeah.
So,
but now that being said, it's still going to trade down to 115, 110. The COVID low we're still way down here at 53. So I don't know. Just to get to the top of the balance here, somewhere down like in 70. $90. So I think you got to at least trade to this 110 level, which is the lower end of this profile. So, now if you weren't involved, which I wasn't, I don't like to play into these earnings but now like going forward, I think the next earnings are not, what happens
hold on.
out
to me. Yeah.
what happens is the people like they go back to whatever happened last time. They think that's going to happen again. That's just the way the dissonance works for people in markets. So now what I think what you're going to have is you're going to have whatever you did last time, people are going to expect it again, and they'll position themselves that way next time. So next time it'll be like people will be expecting it to go higher, right? And then it'll go lower. It's just because of where we are in the cycle too. I mean, that's just kind of how I see it. So come back to me in January when this thing reports again, and let's see what it does at the end of January after Christmas. And I just don't see. I mean, the iPhone sales were not good, and they're losing business in all the computers because everybody just uses their phone anymore. I mean, nobody really uses computers, right? I mean, if you don't work on a computer anymore, like you're not buying one. That's just how it is. Like, and the computers that they have, I mean, they should last you a decade anymore. It's a utility, and there's plenty of speed. There's plenty of RAM. Like there's no new, technology here that's really going to save the day.
All right, let me continue on this thread. What were the
Please.
earnings? What were the earnings
What were the earnings?
per share? Yeah, did they do that right?
Yeah, they reported 129 versus estimate 127. So
All right, and go back in time.
They beat
So
by 2 cents.
129.
Yep.
129, and then go back and what was the last dividend that they paid? 23
Well,
cents, I believe.
They pay like 0.64%, so not even a percent. It's very small. 23 cents.
23 cents. All right. Now, Amazon pays no dividend. We don't even have to look at it. We looked at it this week already, right?
Right.
I just want to make this nuance though. So bring up Altria, MO, and let's look at that. And again, back to the earnings and then the dividend that they paid.
Yeah, well, again,
because I think this is an important metric in, I don't know, maybe we don't crash, but maybe we go sideways for a decade. Or maybe we have the Amazon experience where you don't get paid a dividend and it's back to 7 years ago's pricing.
So Philip Morris earned about the same, $1.28 a share, which was lower. They lost, 2 cents, but and their revenues were 5.4 billion versus 5.9. So people are not smoking as many, but you got an 8% dividend, 8.3% dividend to be holding this thing still. So that's awfully fat, Bob. That's awfully fat.
I mean, I think that's such an important metric.
Yeah.
Like going forward, like where are these growth, like where's the growth going to be? Like what's going to be the explosive growth model? It's been technology for 30 years.
Well, and
right?
again, there's nothing new coming in a phone or a device, and unless Apple's got, again, they're not talking about any, cars. Yeah, they're on again, off again. Who knows what's happening on the car side of things? I mean, cars have been around 100 years. Is it really, like whether it's electric or self-driving? I mean, that's all we're talking about.
Do me a favor, go back here in Altria and tell me what was trading in 2015. Fractal out.
2015, we were just, taking off here right about where we are. So, all
right. So the same,
July of 15, we were $52. It spiked all the way up to the high here. It was around 78 and 17, and the bottom recently was 30, doubled back to 57. Now just kind of rolling back over.
But I mean, for the thought process though, you made 8%. You doubled your money in the last 7 years, even though the stock's the same.
If it was 8% every quarter, yes.
I'm generalizing.
Yes, I understand.
As opposed to these growth stocks. I mean, how does Facebook look itself in the mirror and not?
Well, that's the thing. Like Facebook, if you didn't sell it and now you're back here at $98. To your point, 2017, that's below, again, we're back to when I jumped off the platform in 2015. So you're just back here, you're back to 2015 numbers. Yet if you're a buy and holder, you've gone nowhere, to your point. If you never sold it, which again, I don't understand how you can't take a 5-bagger off or a 3-bagger, whatever it was. Let's just say you bought 100 and goes up to 400. Like if you can't take some of that off, I don't know. But I also think it is the Apple problem, because people look at Apple and goes, well, and they just go, it never goes down, right? So that's what people like. They start thinking that everything should do this, but there's one Apple out there. There's not, the S&P does not look like this for every stock going back to, 2000 and whatever, 1988. You know, they just don't look like this. This is the anomaly. So don't use this as how you should buy and hold, because it's just not normal. This is not normal. And eventually it will break. And all this is just putting in, I think, a longer term top right now is what you're seeing on the behavior. And it takes a while because there's so many funds that own it. And at some point they'll start going, you know what, this isn't a growth story anymore. They're really not going to grow. I'm going to have to start selling it because it doesn't fit into our parameters of, you know, we're not going to double every 6 months forever and ever. It's just not going to happen. It's the law of large numbers. So when you go from $1 trillion, you know, 2 trillion to double, that means, for this thing to go to, you know, where are we? For this thing to go to 312, you got to be a $4 trillion company. What's going to, you know, how are you going to double the market cap when all your current lines of business aren't really growing that big at all? There's nothing new on the plate right now.
Bingo.
Now, that being said, you know, if
Go
they
ahead.
come up again with a personalized spacecraft in the next few years.
All right, man, listen, I want to get this trending. All right. I've talked about FreeSpoke before. It's freespoke.com. It's a search engine that claims to be in the middle, and we're going to just give it a little kick of the tires here. And, you know, if it is successful, when somebody says something, I think you'll be able to say FreeSpoke that shit. Again, we're sticking with the theme here. We're talking shit today. FreeSpoke that shit. Like, people used to say Google that, but everybody knows that their algo wasn't so cleanly algorithmic as far as honesty and unbiasedness is concerned. Let's just start there.
Right.
All right. So why don't you bring up freespoke.com and let's give it let's kick the tires here and just see.
What you want me to? You
just
want me
pull
to
it
ask,
up first of all.
You want me to ask the FreeSpoke machine a question?
Yes, I do. That's what I want
All
you
right,
to do.
let's do it. Who will win the Michigan State
Michigan game?
game?
I love it. Look at that. It gives you right. How is there any left?
They got the Spartans wire, the Wolverine wire. Okay, I see what you're saying. So,
Right.
you know, they're talking about, they offered a quarterback, you know, some Georgia running backs position. The Michigan's talking about what both sides have to win. They got the schedule.
I like too that from their algo, all the content delivered right now is in the middle.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, they got the Michigan schedule, the Michigan State schedule. They got the predictions, yada yada. They got the 7-year-old game where the guy was going, oh. They got all that because that was the last time we punted and blew the game.
All right, Matt, listen, let's just type in their Arizona governor race. Let's see, let's get political and see how they're algoizing. See, this is what I want to see. I like that they got the left, the middle, and the right. So you actually get to make a decision on the content that's being jammed down your throat. And you actually get to be interactive here. Listen, I'm only going to read the left, but you can't tell me that you're not going to read the right headline. All right. So I think it's better already that you're at least exposing yourself to an alternative point of view via their algorithm. Again, it's via their algorithm. It's not truth. It's just what their algo is pulling up.
Right.
All right, Matt.
All about algos.
It's all about, all right. FreeSpoke that shit. That's what I'm saying.
All right.
Don't tell me about it. FreeSpoke it. And
so listen, we got the official Tom and Giselle. He's on the market, so you should maybe look him up and give him a call. Sugar Daddy.
I'm gonna send him the Bobicado.
Sugar Daddy, come to your rescue.
I'm gonna send him the Bobicado costume and see if I can't get a date out of him. Maybe he likes guacamole. I don't know.
I mean, who doesn't? I don't, but who doesn't?
All right, let's talk college football.
Let's talk college football. We're getting deep into the season. We have only five undefeated.
Yeah, 5 non-stained undies.
And here's what I'm going to do. I got 9 games again, and a lot of them are involving the undefeated teams. So let me just lay them out for you. I got TCU at West Virginia. This one kind of scares me, but I mean, TCU is good. They've been good. I'm going to stick with TCU -7.5. Ohio State at Penn State for the whiteout. Night game, always tough. Happy Valley, Jopa. the ghost of Joe Pa, the ghost of many things. Ghosts. And Ohio State is 15.5, a little over 2 touchdowns. I mean, how can you not take Ohio State when Michigan beat Penn State by 30? So Ohio State minus 15.5. I think you got to ride the Buckeyes there. The Cuse, right? I bet against them last week, and I was proven wrong. I'm going to jump on them because they're playing Notre Dame this week. So
where's the game?
It's at Syracuse, and they're only 4.5-point favorites. So Syracuse, I think, is like 6-1 now. So I think it's time for them to beat ND. Let's beat the Irish. Oregon traveling to Cal after a monstrous win. So possibly, a little soft in their brain, slip up game. But I think the line kind of depicts that at 13.5, less than 2 touchdowns. Cal is god awful. I mean, the Ducks should be 28-point favorites. They should win by that much. So take the Ducks. Oklahoma State, again, no love for Van Gundy. Or what's his name? What's the coach's name there?
Free spoke that shit.
Anyways. Free spoke. I think it's Gundy, Van Gundy, whatever. I can never get it right. But take the Cowboys plus 1.5 at Kansas State, right? I think just the Kansas State bettors are over. That line is wrong. It should be Oklahoma State should be favored. That being said, take Oklahoma State at KSU. Georgia only giving 3 touchdowns to Florida. It's the game, I believe, is at Georgia. Let me just take a quick. I think it is at Georgia, but I think you got to take, it's at Georgia. They're too darn good. 3 touchdowns, lay the points. Georgia smokes Florida. Sticking in the NFC.
Not only that, Matt, on that thread, we're getting to the point where you just want to throttle people. You don't want to take your foot off the gas pedal. Throttle.
Well, they need to, right? They need to, because every game matters more than the next right now. So, and then sticking in the SEC, Tennessee, again, they won 2 weeks ago big against Bama, not big, but they won. And then last week they won by like 60 points against like UT Martin or whatever it was. That this team is, I think they want the Heisman for their quarterback, and they're only 11.5 points against another team that I liked earlier, but they've fallen completely apart. And
it's back to a basketball school.
Yeah, it's back to a basketball school. They're looking forward to playing Michigan and London in December. So take UT, given 11.5. Again, that's at home playing Kentucky and the interstate rivalry game. And then going out west again, the USC is going to have to prove themselves. They've really sucked the last few weeks. If they want to get back on schedule with the Ducks coming up, they have to beat Arizona at Arizona. They're 2 touchdown favorites. Give the points. USC should smash the horrible bear down Wildcats. And then finally back to the SEC or ACC, UNC giving 3 at home against Pitt. Again, I think that's nobody respects UNC as a football team, and for obvious reasons. But they're 6-1. Mac Brown's doing an okay job this year. It's at home.
I saw Mac Brown on an interview talking about the effect of the transfer portal. Yeah. And he was great. He was so great and so honest about how you got to actually consider playing time for prospects that haven't quite developed yet, but you think they're going to be good, right?
You got to play them right away.
Right. And you got to just give them some playing time, just some PT. You got to get people in the game. You're like, listen, you can't just say, listen, the kid's going nowhere. I got him. It's
not like 1970 when the top 10 teams were on, Michigan, Ohio State, and Alabama, and Notre Dame.
Yes, exactly. Nebraska, 400 people, 400 kids on
those 5 teams had all the players and everybody else, and they never played. It was a different game. But that's what's good about the game now, is that you have this opportunity. The transfer portal is a little much, I think, but hey, it's the world we live in, and it's free agency at its finest. So I'm all for freedom, and if people are fine with it, and it makes it harder for the recruiting, right? But it also, I mean, if you're a charismatic coach, it's also good time for you to jump in there and play on that kid's emotions, who should be playing and isn't. Come to Georgia, you'll play. We'll put you in right away.
Exactly.
So, I think it's it's good for the game ultimately, and the parity is there. The parity in like the parity is great in college football. It's so much better than pro football. I mean,
well, no, the pro football's got parity. It's just terrible football.
right.
That's the
It's just
parity
terrible
right
football.
now.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
Yeah. Then as far as the NFL games this week, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if there was no double digit favorites. They were all like 9.5. Let's see if that's changed at all. 9.5 Cowboys. And again, I don't waver. If it's not 10, don't take it. Eagles are 9.5, 10, 10.5, depending on the book you're looking at. So the Eagles might be one over their interstate rivals, the Steelers, who are god awful. So I mean, the Dolphins are only 3-point favorites over my hapless Lions. Gosh, you got to take the Dolphins. Now, the Lions.
I don't know, man.
That's a sucker line. You're right, but
it is a sucker line, especially because the Lions have no problem scoring.
They have the last few games, but they're god awful. Let's just face it. I can't. How about this? The Jets are 5-2. I mean, Lee is excited. 5-2. We don't want to jinx them, but they're playing the Pats this week. Belichick's got to be mad after losing to your Bears last week. So I would actually say sucker bet there. Take the Patriots the Patriots actually favored. There you go. So people are thinking the way I am. They can't believe the Jets are actually 5-2. And then Giants Seahawks will be a really boring game. 6-1 versus 4-3, but it's like a 2.5 point favorite for the Seahawks. Again, the underdog favorite there. And then the hapless Niners and Rams, the West Coast battle. Also, the Niners are favored 1.5 over the Rams. So a lot of tight games. And then the Bills have spiked. They are solidly over 10. So the only game I would throw out there right now on the pro side is Bills minus 10.5 against your boy, your anti-boy, Aaron Rodgers.
Yes. Would like a nice 40-point thumping of the Packers just be awesome. Just a thumping. And is the game in Orchard Park?
Yeah, it's in Buffalo. So
beautiful.
So let's talk bonds. The bonds are actually down again today. Not a lot, but let's finish kind of the week of what we've had, this macro, look that we've had here. And the bonds are down considerably again here, and the equities are through the roof. So all the bets are off on, the bonds were leading us early. Now, are they leading us down again? I don't know. We're down not quite a full point.
No, I think honestly, Matt, I think this is the dynamic of a bear market. And and
this is what is hard for people to understand. Like, we don't go straight up.
You know what? And let me share, because it's crystal. Am I clear? Crystal.
But I still think we could climb up to this, 126 area still in the bonds and still not be bullish. So again, I'm not uberly bearish here. I'm just watching it. I'm not involved. But when you watch some of these moves, like the move in the NASDAQ today, holy smokes! And again, and what happened was I tweeted this into the room yesterday. I was buying this level, this 10,955 I bought last night, a little bit below the golden ratio. It went down to 22, right? They were washing them out last night. I was like, this is an opportunity. Why did I like it there? Well, it was pretty simple. It was just a retrace. And the SPOOs did not do this, by the way. So I want to point this out. This was what made me want to buy it. The SPOOs did not sell off with the NASDAQ yesterday. It did, but it didn't even get to the 50% retrace, which would have been down here around 3,700. I wanted to buy the SPOOs yesterday at about 3,710. We didn't get close to it. We got 50 points close to it. But so the SPOOs now are testing the highs, right? They just tested the 97. They got up to about 95 here. I think that should put in a double top. This is an ugly profile that is working its way out intraday today. Look at this thing. I mean, this is like, you sank my battleship. This is from the battleship game here. This profile. See this one, Bob?
Hold on a second. Yeah.
You sank my battleship profile. See that? Boom, boom, like three. It's got the three, sets of areas that we've traded in the SPOOs.
I like it.
Yeah.
We got the Galaga, the double Galaga, and now the battleship.
And the you sank my battleship. So this is the one we're in right now. The NASDAQ again bounced off that level, and really I thought we could trade down to 850 yesterday, which was the bottom of this profile over the last couple of weeks. So that would have been nice. Like I would have liked to buy that. I would have added down to there, but I only got, I got into the position. I had a pretty good size position, maybe a 20% of my full, which I'll take in an after hours trade gift like that, where we went down. I mean, we went down 800 points, 11.7 the day before, down to a 10.9, 800 points. And that's because Facebook, Amazon, everything reported, they washed them out, but the stocks, kind of, and Microsoft, the stocks, sold off, but Apple's green. Once Apple's green, everything goes. Apple runs the market. Apple runs the market. So nothing changes there. So you knew it was going to be just a squeeze play day. And here we are, 10 o'clock on a Friday, and we're still hanging up at the tops. We're hanging up at the tops. Again, geopolitics, North Korea firing missiles, Ukraine, Twitter, yada, yada, noise. Market is up. Market is up.
All right, Matt, let me share. This is the monthly NASI. Momentum level comes in at 12,011 this month. We roll the month next Tuesday, Matt. Monday's Halloween, the actual Halloween. And that's level is going to come in at 11,594, let's call it. The thing that I just want to point out is how much room is available in these charts. Big ranges, big moves beget big ranges and big moves.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And so on standard deviation modeling, you're going to have room out to probably 13,200 just to get to the average on the monthly. Again, we ain't doing this today or tomorrow, or I just want to point out the nuance here. And the other thing too, I wanted to point out is the bonds on the monthly. I would be way more convinced of a temporary bottom being in here if they can muster and closer to 126. That seems impossible right now at 121.15 last.
You're saying by Monday, by the month end,
by the close of Monday, exactly. Yeah. So Sunday night, Monday, and the narrower they can make this candle wick, the better it is for temporary bottom being in. As a candlestick maker, we say that because it is Halloween and you're going to light your pumpkins. And as a candlestick maker, that's what I'm looking for. Some sort of, again, on the monthly right now, as is, it's not, that doesn't look like that's a bottoming candle to me. Anyway, just wanted to point out a couple other nuances on a couple other trading methodologies.
Although you doji kids might like that chart, that
yeah, well, that's what I mean. You got to rally it though. If you could rally the bonds another couple
points. I'm not a doji guy, so whatever. It's just noise.
You like doji and cream sauce, right? If it's a meal, you'll eat.
It's noise. It's if you're gonna trade looking for these wicks, it's the weirdest thing ever to me. But
to you,
people do it.
I've been on plenty of beautiful boats on candlestick makers. Anyway, that's look, I don't care how you make it. Right? Yeah. Just let me enjoy the benefits of your trading, and I'm good with it.
Yeah, what's interesting, so what's interesting about the way the Nasdaq's kind of trading to me today is like it's just full on fire. It's full on fire, and but again, I think a lot of it was just over exuberant to the downside, and they got to wash all those out to the upside now. Is Max Payne. It's been a trend day all day. It's been real simple. Again, you buy that open and just hold on, and nothing has changed. We've been up all day, and that hasn't changed. And we're 3.5 hours more than halfway through the day. So again, happy weekend and enjoy your ride to the long side, because until it breaks, you've missed. I wouldn't say buy it here, but it's not easy to sell it here right now either. Coming in.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know.
Now this is what I would say. Like we think about the last couple of Fridays we've rallied. So this will be like 3 in a row that we have rallied, right?
Yeah.
If my memory serves
I think we're several weeks out from every Friday being Nuclear Holocaust is coming this weekend.
Yeah. But last week, I'm just trying to look at where we closed. Last Friday, we were at about, so we're 13,345, or excuse me, 11,345. So we're up now, at 515 here. We're up 200 points for the week. We were down yesterday. We were down 400 points for the week, and in the after hours. Now, so talk about the violence in the market. Like this is violent. Like if you don't have a plan and where you're going to get in and out and how you're going to play, this market's going to, It's an anti-momentum market right now, right? But within it, like when there is momentum, like we're in today, it just goes one way. And then when it breaks, it goes the other way. And then when it goes up, like there's no two-way trading going on right now. So that forces you to pick your spots and where, like, that's why I was buying that 955 level yesterday. It was a golden ratio. I was like, Jesus, I can't believe we're 800 points off of where we were 24 hours ago. I'll buy that with the intent to hold it above, say, 10.8. So risking 150, but I'm going to buy the bulk of that, my size down there near 10.8. We never got there. So got a little bit of that. And, and again, you make a nice trade. What's wrong with, we're up 600 points from that buy already. 600 points, Bob. That's a lot. That's a lot. That is a 5+% move since yesterday after hours. So again, do you want to buy it now that it's up 5%? Doesn't mean it can't go higher. We were at 10.7, 10.8, but I don't know. It's Friday at 10 o'clock. I'm kind of like,
yeah, we got the end of the month, beginning of the month flows, and we've talked about flows for pretty much ever here.
Yeah.
I just had this thought just now. One else flows slow. It's when 6,000 people that work for Twitter are no longer contributing to their IRA or their 401k because they don't have a job anymore.
Well, but they got buyout parachutes of 250 million.
Yeah. I'm just saying in general, with unemployment, that's a giant hit to flows, because not only are they not contributing to their 401k, the company that had them hired is not matching.
Right. And
think about that metric as, especially in the high priced arena of tech companies,
right,
the amount of money these people make. Layoffs come to the tech company. It's a little bit different than your guy on the floor at Ford Motor.
Yeah, this is true.
Anyway, these ideas, Matt, free spoke that shit. It just popped into my head. And, it's a thought. It's the fastest thing in the universe. Well, second fastest. Speed of light is the fastest.
By the way, I have also jinxed my Red Wings. They lost 2 games in a row, so I'm done talking.
As soon as you put two shekels on them,
yes,
it's over.
I'm done talking about it.
Hey, by the way, am I going to get canceled for saying shekels?
Shekels. Yeah, you probably will.
Yeah, I'll probably get canceled. Uh-huh. All right, that's what we got. Thank you, Lee. Please be careful out there.
Shekels, dollars, doll hairs. There's all kinds of them.
Please be careful out there Halloweening. And if you got kids, good luck with their introduction to crack.
Well, the interesting thing growing up in the Midwest, especially in Detroit, right? Like people don't out west, people don't even know what Devil's Night is. Like Halloween's all about Devil's Night. It's not about Halloween.
It's about teepeeing, soaping,
blueberry pie on the white garage door. Was always a good one because the kid had to go repaint it. Uh-huh.
Yes, and you're super cracked up doing it.
And don't forget to wrap up our shit don't stink angle. Like if you're pooping into the bag to send to the micro whatever company, you can also put it in a garbage bag and put it on your favorite friend's front porch and torch that thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
You kids that are on
wait a second.
You kids that are on TikTok, I want to see some of this old school.
Then the nuance,
revelry.
Matt, the nuance is lighting it on fire and ringing the front doorbell and then running around the house and knocking on the back door. So after they stomp it out, they run through their own house.
Right.
That's another level. That's graduate level.
It's really, that's college level for sure. That's
not even college, graduate level.
Graduate level. Okay.
Graduate level stuff.
Uh-huh.
Lee says potato in the tailpipe. A thing that will be lost.
No. It's my favorite line from Eddie Murphy. You're falling for the old banana in the tailpipe.
Banana in the tailpipe, by the way, in the EV world, no longer available if you want to foil somebody from coming after you.
And with all the catalytic converters getting stolen, it also won't help putting that potato or banana in your tailpipe if the catalytic converter is gone. So good luck.
Yeah, the Cadillac converter.
Catalytic.
The Cadillac converter. All right. I'm going to leave that one alone because I'll get in trouble where my head goes. Anyway, thank you.
Hey, go Blue.
Where are you watching the game, by the way? Have you figured it out yet?
Yeah, it's called like the Backyard or something. It's called the Backyard, and it's a Michigan bar apparently here on the West Coast. But listen, Coach Mike Hart, who had the seizure a couple weeks ago, is the all-time leading rusher at the University of Michigan. And the last game he played against Michigan State, he coined the term "little bro." So I'm shouting out Mike Hart, little bro, and sending all the love we can to Mike Hart, and good luck, little bro. 21-point favorites. I'm always scared when it's a 21-point favored line against Michigan State.
Especially in college.
I'm honestly scared always. Even though
Yes,
it's at Michigan, I am scared silly.
Yeah, it's a rivalry game. These are
Mel Tucker hates Michigan. That everybody up there hates Michigan, And me, I'm
well,
just like,
I mean, I
honestly
honestly I understand that. I get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
yeah.
I'll be rooting for Michigan State.
Yeah, of course.
Just to let you know. Little bro, let's go. Let's go.
Let's go, little bro.
I'll be on the bar at what's the big bar downtown East Lansing? Oh,
Rick's.
Rick's. I'll be on the bar, Rick's, with the Babacado on, smoking a cigarette out of my belly button. That's what I'll be doing. That's what I'll be doing. That's a nice thought. Picture that. And I have done it, by the way, minus the avocado. Rick's. All right.
Oh my God.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you, Lee. Thank you, Matt. Please join us at marketvitals.io. Please share, retweet, restream, plagiarize far and wide. And head to Amazon.com. Help them not pay a dividend and buy some Shrimp Mojo. Amazon.com, Manja Shrimp Mojo. That's it. That's what we got. Do yourself a favor, cook someone a meal, mind the mo. Know what the value range is, understand what a point of control is. And if you don't know any of those things, join us at marketvitals.io. Thank you, Matt.
Well, thank you very much, Bob. And I'll look forward to chatting with you more this weekend.
Right on.
Okay.